Casino, Culture Casino, Culture Casino.
Good morning, everybody. It is a lovely Saturday. I am surrounded by the amazing humans that are part of the Culture Casino community, otherwise known as the Culturians, the Culturinos, the Culturistas? That's right, something like that. Want to say hi to Weatherman, who was here nice and early, along with Mark Nichols, Morgan King of the Monsters 1954, and Josiah Robinson. Brian and Cindy are here. We've got Penny, and of course, Jill Powers with a wrench. Tom's here with his wrench because he's awesome. And we got more. Like, let's say hello to Magnify on the green machine, also known as Tom. And let's see, who else popped through the door? Many of you early, I appreciate that. Who else is out there in the world? Christian Delorme's Final Revival. You can check that out. There's a channel there. You should check it out. We got Caradwin working away. But here, we got Staccato DDS, the number one oral corrector in the plant. I don't know. I started out the wrong road with that one. Sorry, Staccato. Commander and Straker Shadows out there. Sergeant Guillotine is here. And of course, we got Bad Take Bojan. Good morning, Tina. Hope you're doing well. Weatherman with a $2 super duper chat. Much appreciated. There it is. One of the first qualifying for the goal. Mark Nichols for 5. Culture Casino Cash saying Big Bob needs to bring a whip to the next meeting with the ladies of the Spew, apparently. Well, we'll get into that, let me tell you. Tony Piacente, how you doing, my friend? Keep defying Iger, the View. Anything that gets them canceled. Oh, I'm with you. Tobach, good morning to you. Brian Mack is here. Look at all these amazing people. I am blessed. The $5 qualifiers for today's fan funding goal is going to be helpful. We're also going to get the classic Sunday outro with that, which is the AOAO that many of you enjoy on a Saturday. And we've got a few other things coming up. And the good question here from Caradwin wanting to know, is this teal? To me, it's teal, but it could be Captain and Tennille. I don't know. But ching. Terrible joke. Terrible joke. But I am do it. Hey, Avarice Carmageddon. Good to see you. Glad you're feeling better. I am. I can A, see, and B, sit upright without having my head pound, which is good. Yeah, don't get migraines, kids, and don't get whatever comes along with it that I get, which is like vertigo and all kinds of other crazy things. So don't get this. It's not good. I have a chiropractic appointment on Tuesday. Hopefully that will help align my occipital nerve. We've got Theme Park Casual. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I've been paying attention to everything theme park, and you are one of those folks. So thanks for doing what you do, my friend. Juliet is here from across the pond. Sean Mabins, how you doing? I'll believe it when I see it. Well, they're on thin ice. I mean, I'm not making it up. I'm just telling you. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Speaking of just saying, we got stories to jump into here in just a moment. So stick around, stick with me, be here with me, and we will get to that in just a moment. Let's see who else rolled through the door. But I want to say thank you to those who make the teal. The teal is good. The teal helps. The teal is beautiful. The teal is you and me. Speaking of the teal, we also have member chats here this morning. We have a good one here from our good friend Theme Park Casual, who's been here for 37 months. This is a real amazing Culturian. 3 years plus. Thank you, Theme Park Casual. I appreciate you, my friend. I can't believe you've been here for that long, but I appreciate you. And it does help. By the way, memberships are a huge way to support your favorite channels. Gifting memberships especially, it gets people an opportunity to sample some of the great things that are available to members only. Again, we have some members only areas coming online here slowly with the Discord. We've got, of course, the monthly watch party that everybody that's a member gets. And then you get at least 2 to 3 watch parties if you're gold tier or higher. There's also, kind of an occasional wild live stream. In fact, we've got, I think, one coming up not this weekend, but next, if I'm right. Or maybe it is this weekend. I'll have to double check the calendar. But we do a specific live stream twice a month. One for everybody, which is a private one, and one for the high rollers, which is a public one. So if you ever want to be online with me and any of your friends here on the channel, well, show up to one of these public live streams, the high roller streams. I'm trying to get some guests involved in that too. So we'll see how that works out. We got so many other folks in the chat. I just want to say you guys really do make the difference here, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Christian Delorme's Vinyl Revival comes through with his member chat saying, great content, great hair, great guy. Thank you, my friend. And the very lovely and much appreciated and, well, very talented, but not on YouTube often enough, Tina Bojan, Bad Take Bojan, she's known as, for 52 months. Kids, that's as long as I've been monetized. Tina is an original gangster on the Culture Casino channel. She is an original Culturian. My second son, I almost said grandson. Sorry, dear, you're not that old. My second son graduated. No more tuition payments for me. Congratulations. Awesome. Lucifer Morningstar says, by the way, Culture, not a doctor, but was prescribed a beta blocker off-label for migraines. Really? Huh. If that's the case, if it worked for that purpose, you might have them look into an AFib situation with your heart. Just a thought. Anyway, and I'm not a doctor either, nor do I pretend to be one. But look at all these amazing people. Brian Max out there. I love this. This is great. I think I said hi to Brian and Cindy. This, of course, is Christian Delorme's member chat. You guys are just phenomenal. Carl Singh, what's up, my friend? Good to see you. Happy Saturday to you all. Let's get into the first story so we don't waste any time. I have several. This show may be clipped up. There'll be 2 shows that could be clipped up every week into videos of their own. This is going to be one of them. And the other is going to be the Green Machine exclusive. That'll be done whenever I have time on Wednesdays. So keep an eye out for that one. If you're not following me on the Green Machine, you should be. A lot of people do, and it's kind of fun over there. Lots of freedom of language over there that you don't get anywhere else. Anyway, enough self-promotion and adulation and praise of each and every one of you, because I love you. I don't think you get a lot of creators telling you that, but they should. They should tell you they love you, and I do. I love everybody, though, until you give me a reason not to. But the lovely Sherry never gives me a reason not to, but occasionally, she's a little stabby. And it's good to see you this morning. O.C. Dobbins from the Belly of the Beast. Good to see you, my friend, and our friend Snakes and Funerals in the house this morning. So, on that note, Scott Westbrook drops 5 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you, Scott. Long time supporter of myself and many other channels, including my wonderful friend, Lorena Creel. This is the way that creators survive, and you're doing it. We appreciate you. Mod Eric in the house. This man deserves not just a thank you, but you are so appreciated, sir. I think the world of you, and thank you for your support. On that note, I got to get to things, and I do want to say gifty, because Scott dropped 5. All right, let's get to it. Many, much more things to talk about, like this. Didn't work. There we go. Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, I've been talking about the fact that this film, along with Mission Impossible, is going to set box office records for Memorial Day weekend. The combination of the two of these will have over $300 million. But when you look at the overall box office records, it's quite possible Lilo and Stitch shatters them. And this story is coming to us from That Park Place, and it's from The Boss. WDW Pro. And I'm going to tell you that Bob Iger should probably get a sequel into production for this live action piece of content, 70%, with critics on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty big box office for critics who usually hate these things. Disney's live action remake of Lilo and Stitch is poised to become a box office sensation over the Memorial Day weekend. Somewhere between an estimate of just domestic, mind you, just North America, of 185 million to 230 million. I'm going to put it right at 205 over the 4-day holiday period, and those are big numbers. But it's going to be the biggest and highest grossing Memorial Day opening in history, and that estimation gives the movie more than likely a take home greater than $200 million. Easily puts it in the top 10 films of all time. And yeah, you look at the global numbers, it might be a sensation. The highest domestic Memorial Day open, 4-day haul that is, was 139.8 million for Pirates of the Caribbean. When did these films end? In 2007. Of course, the 3-day was 114. Overall domestic total for it was 309.4. This will smoke it for sure. It'll smoke it. So there you go. The other strong Memorial Day openers include one of the worst films ever and not acknowledged as part of the Indiana Jones trilogy, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull in 2008 at $126.9 million. Well, yeah, that was a year after the Pirates thing. So if it hits those numbers, it would definitely shatter the record. We expect it to. And you add that to what Mission Impossible 8 is going to do, despite being a little negatively received or mixed reception, I would say. I think it's going to help. I think this is going to push the weekend box office for Memorial Day beyond the earnings that it has ever experienced. We'll put it that way. So to put some idea of just how popular Lilo and Stitch is looking with audiences, if you look at Inside Out 2, which had an impressive opening weekend of 154.2 million domestic, well, this thing is going to do better. And will that beat the 1.7 billion worldwide from Inside Out 2? Don't know. But the boss is predicting that it's going to go on to beat it by more than 25% in just its opening weekend, and could beat it out overall. Hard to say. What do you think? You think this has some global appeal? I always have to ask that question. I think it's the most relevant one, to be fair. Yeah. I'm looking forward to this. This is a big deal. It's the reason I started with it. Get you hyped up, get you excited for the box office weekend, and the fact that, on Monday, if you got some time on your hands, you might go and see this or Mission Impossible 8 or both. I would say both. Why not both? Anyway, Timmy asks the question, you feeling better? 100%. I can tell you that right now. We got a gifty membership over on the Green Machine to Alien Gin. There you go. I think I said that right. Keely Chow, Roll Tide, brother. Good to see you, my friend. Let's see what you guys think. You guys think we're in the money with Lilo and Stitch? I'll have to see. Larry, the name's so nice. You say it twice. Larry. Disney is going to make Lilo and Stitch 2 live action more dumpster fire movies. Oh, you bet, Avarice. You bet. Let's see who else is out there. Weatherman goes boom. Weatherman went boom and did it again. Weatherman drops another gifty over on the Green Machine for the lovely Sherry. Thank you, Weatherman. You are amazing. For those of you on the YouTube side of the equation, I want to say thanks for those of you aiming to hit today's goal. We are 3 of 20, 17 more to get to the Apex legend. That's right. That person that helped out with that, of course, was Cyrano D. Bison, saying, of course, Lilo's a hit. When you starve a person for years and then you give them a single serve meal, it will seem like a feast. That's so true. And that's Disney's specialty now. We are going to feed you a steady diet of garbage. And then once in a while, we might put out something that's worth your while. So, yeah. So annoying. Snakes and Funerals, who's been here for a bit, drops a member chat, 10 months of membership. There are only 3 Indiana Jones movies. You are correct, sir. Yes. I love it. Zombie, what's up, Andy? Zombie Box Reviews. Check out Zombie Box Reviews channel. Great mod, great friend, great culturian. Good morning, RC. Great to see you. And Apollome's Minion. Good morning, Apollome's. I hope you're being safe. Thank you for driving everything around that we need. We appreciate you. Davina's here. Good morning. And Mark says, Gifty. That's right. We love the Gifties. Speaking of Gifties, we got 5 Culture Casino memberships gifted by the great and powerful Eric K. For 5 Culture Casino members. Eric K., the master of mods, the mensch of wrenches. And again, great friend and a glorious culturian. Staccato DDS for 5 Culture Casino cash. I have to add that into the total since it's not going to give you the magic green color. Is Lilo and Stitch? Let's actually blow this up so I can read it. Is Lilo and Stitch that good, or is the general audience starved for content? I think they're starved for content, my friend. I think that, and again, I was going to go see it yesterday because I had already seen Mission Impossible. I was going to try to make sure I saw both films right away so I could review both films right away. And I do. The Mission Impossible 8 is up. Look, I mean, that movie's better than anything, that we've seen in a while when it comes to kind of action movies outside of Deadpool and Wolverine. And that's a comic book action movie. This is an actual action movie. It's just too long. The film would have been received much better, and more people would be going to see it if they had consolidated about 40 minutes of it and come in just a little over 2 hours. Then it would have been better off. But I don't know if it's that good, but a lot of people saying not as good as the original. I agree with you. It's just, I think people are starved. I think everybody here who's saying that is absolutely on point to say that, my friend. And I think that's it. I am going to go see it, if not today, tomorrow. And if not tomorrow, Monday. But I am going to go see it because I owe it to you to give you unfettered feedback about what this weekend actually was and whether or not we are accepting biscuits and thinking they're steak. Because I will tell you, I had to moderate my position before I got in front of the camera for my review because I wanted to give Mission Impossible 8 a higher score. And you're going to hear that same kind of a refrain for different reasons across everybody's reviews, including Gary and Film Threat and everything else. I wanted to like it so much because it's a Tom movie, and Tom is being Tom in the movie. I wanted to. But if you watch the review, you'll find it's just slightly better than average, or it's at current day average. This film, we would have been like, wow, that was not as good as it needed to be. And back in, let's say, the early 2000s, we would have rated it probably like a 4, believe it or not. But I still ended up giving it a 6. You're going to want to take a look at the review, understand why. There's a lot to it. Again, thanks to Eric K. for 5 Culture Casino memberships, gifties everywhere for everybody. And Hugh Photographer has been here so long. It's nice to see him get a gifty. Emilio got a gift as well. Tanner Stanley says Lilo and Stitch will make the money just for Snow White to be re-released to just drain the profits once again. Oh man, that'd be terrible. Terrible. We don't want that to happen. No. Fallen Angel D-Links in the house. Good to see you. A few other folks rolling through the door. Charlie. Jill Powers, what's the call-in number? Oh, that'd be fun. We need a call-in number. Maybe we'll do that someday. Have a call-in show. Be a lot of fun. Commander Ed Straker of Shadows in the house. Good to see you, buddy. I think I said hi a minute ago. And a few more of you rolling into dough. Tony Piacente says Disney can't make a good Stitch sequel because they don't have an old script to copy. Well, let me tell you, you could do a transcript on that. But no, I feel you. Disney's having a hard time. They've gotten rid of all their writers. I covered a story, or maybe I didn't. Maybe it was in yesterday's 6 Minute Daily. I had, I think, 17 stories ready for yesterday when I woke up with well, the inability to do anything. To be fair, seeing was a problem yesterday, but yeah, that's a problem. The WGA is touting the fact that they increased their diversity numbers while their total numbers of writers dwindled. So you're touting the fact that you're incredibly racially biased and hiring people or getting people jobs based on their immutables and not their talent, and you're shedding people, which again, predominantly white. So you're shedding white people. That's the thing you want to tout. I don't know, guys. It's a real big problem. I don't think you should be doing stuff like that. I think talent should rule the day. And I think that's true across the board in any job there is. And I think that if you aren't willing to work up from the bottom and have a struggle, I don't think you should be where a lot of these companies are. But moving on. Yeah, starved for content. I think you guys are right. I think Staccato, especially. Lucifer Morningstar for another super duper chat. That's right. Lucifer Morningstar for 5 Culture Casino Cash says Disney is having more luck making movies for young children than for boys and adults in general. I think that's true. And look, I mean, hopefully the kids aren't being indoctrinated into the evil Marxism that Disney is touting and producing and giving to everybody. But I guess we'll have to see in a generation. I can tell you right now, the most recent generation, just a little over 40 million, which is just wrapping up, or just wrapped up, is one of the smallest we've had in a very long time, indicating population collapse and many other bad things. But at the same time, it's also giving us an indication of just how selfish the previous generation was. Not to mention the fact that, all of the selfishness, and hate me if you want to, older folks, you're welcome to. I'm not saying it about you. I'm saying it about an entire generation. You ended up being incredibly selfish people. You were the baby boom for sure. But at the same time, you are stingy and you only think of yourselves, whether that be in the form of legislation or in elections. And the current generations look at you with disdain now. Not each of you individually, but as a generation, because you left nothing for them. Nothing. They can't even afford to get a house. The politicians that are in control are boomers, and they're destroying everything. Look, you don't have a future if you don't think of the future. And the boomers, they don't think of the future anymore. No, their parents did. That's how we ended up with so darn many of you. But man, bad news. And again, not taking a shot at boomers individually because I'm darn close. But I will just say, there's not much coming to the end. I didn't like the ending. I thought the ending was too long. So, yeah, must see to review. That's right. I want to give a solid review of Lilo and Stitch. I got to see it. CC, seen the original animated Lilo and Stitch? Of course I did. I've seen every animated Disney movie. Oh, that may not be true, but I've seen nearly any that anybody's ever heard of, I would say. Sometimes dozens, 20s, 30, 40, 50, who knows? I've seen them lots. Men in Black? Really? Gonna go see it again. Oh, MI8, excuse me. I saw that, read that as MIB, not MI8. In 2 hours and 49 minutes. Yep. Yeah, I said that multiple times. I think I clocked it officially at 2:51, but again, I count from the time the tag starts running into the end of the tag. But it is what it is. Hey, Canadian Roland's in the house. Randall Orser, good to see you, my friend. I got a big gifty I haven't gotten to yet. I got to get there. I got to say a huge thanks to a patron of this channel and an amazing person, Staccato DDS, who is so generous to all the channels that he supports for 20 Culture Casino memberships. He is out of his mind, and I love it. Let's have a short little bear dance. Once again, thank you, Staccato DDS. Amazing stuff. 20 Culture Casino memberships. Go and get one. If you didn't get one, you should be one. We want to make everybody super green. That's right. We really, really do. We got Cyrano participating in today's Super Chatness for 2 Culture Casino cash. Says Cyrano here, long-time listener, first-time caller. Yeah, that would be amazing. Except I think you've been on a live stream on me. I don't know. Maybe not. Da, 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 da. You'll be a dentist. Larry, and Tina. Big H, culture, not vulture. That's right. We're trying to clean it up, kids. Look at all you amazing humans. You are tremendous. Vic's here. What's up, brother? Good to see you on the green machine. Lord Thoth from the Great White North. It's a beauty way to go. One of our great mods here since very, very early on, practically the beginning. You guys are incredible. So Snow White couldn't kill the live action remake. That's disappointing. Well, Snow White didn't do very well. Hey, Scott Summers. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Woohoo. We've got the Canadian rolling for 2 Canadians saying, here's my contribution to the AAA ending. Yes, except that I think it has to be a teal color one. We're 7 of the 20 there. We're going to add an extra because of Staccato DDS. He got X'd out of credit for that amazing super chat. So we were just going to tip it over the line with a penny. Speaking of petty in the chat right now. Great to see you. You guys are so funny. We are definitely going to crawl to the AO moment, I promise. We got amazing gifties and additions from the Weatherman over on the green machine. In fact, Culture Casino membership here as well. Weatherman is amazing. Gifty. L.E. Yap got that one. Read by Nature in the house. So great to see you, my friend. Our pal Mark Daly. Yes. The Michigan originator right there says, I'm ready for the view to go away. Me too. We're going to get to that story next, actually. That's the one that's the one I think everybody wants to holla at. We will get there. Lots of things to go along with that. But the statement continues with the day that Dylan Mulvaney appeared as a guest. Dylan was the most intelligent, most mentally balanced, and most feminine person at the table. I'm going to have to go back and watch that then. That doesn't surprise me. I mean, if anybody would understand what it meant to be, how important it was to be on The View, it would be Dylan Mulvaney. And I'm going to have to check out that appearance. I'm sure it was top notch and everything that you say. I should go check that out. Speaking of checking things out, we want to say thank you to Tender Warrior 68 for being here this morning. You guys are all doing well. Hey, CC, glad to see you've rebounded. Yeah, it was rough yesterday. Seriously, between vertigo, my eyes not focusing, my head just throbbing. It's not a good way to wake up, especially when I had a whole show set up for yesterday. I missed you guys. Thanks for being here today. You are amazing. So, Hollywood will burn. Hit the like button, fam. Thank you for that. Hollywood will burn. Look at all of you great humans. These are my culturians. Lucius Nature Triste says, hello, everybody. Hello. All right, we got to get to the next story, of course. We're going to jump right into the big one. The big one. I know you've been there and done that, Weatherman. I know you've had these headaches, brother. Almost daily for you. I don't know how you do it. I get them, a couple, 3-4 times a month, but nothing like what you get, bro. I'm glad I'm feeling better too. Thank you, Zombie Box. I'm glad you were all here. AO was cool, but was the intro song for the Sunday show. You like that? All right. Well, we'll get the Sunday show back. I promise, and we'll get we'll get it back where you guys want it. Okay. It's gonna have to wait till the end of summer. I have too much going on. But speaking of having too much going on, well, let's be honest. Bob Iger's got too much going on. Too much going on for him to pay attention to, and too much going on for him to be able to watch movies 5 times, which is probably why all of the Marvel films suck, and probably why he's in a pitched battle at the moment with Kevin Feige. Not a story we're going to cover today, most likely, but if we get to it, we will. I want to say a big thank you and a huge shout out to Mark Nichols. He gets 20 Culture Casino memberships. All names go green. My goodness, Mark Nichols, thank you for that. Man, you know what? I tell you what, you're gonna get a commercial whether you want it or not. Here we go.
Oh, the culture had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a cock, E-I-E-I-O. With a cock here and a cock there. Here a cock, there a cock, everywhere a cock. Old McCulture had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
All right, jumping right into it. The story that I knew we would have to talk about, and I would have to talk about on my channel. Bob Iger's angry, very angry, with The View. And he's getting angrier by the day, and there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. Disney CEO Bob Iger, ABC News boss, told The View host to tone down the anti-Trump rhetoric. That's it. That's exactly what it was. Now, I've been wanting to talk about this since this story dropped on the morning of the 22nd. That's 2 days ago. I was thinking, this is something that has to be talked about. I need to make a video. I need to do something, because this says a lot. It says a lot about the media enterprises recognizing that they are losing a foothold with ordinary people. A lot of people say that, well, it makes The View engaging, and some recent ratings might suggest that, except that really, I don't think that's what it suggests. I think it suggests the fact that people are watching for the catastrophe that The View is. I don't even think you could call it hate watching. I think people are watching The View for an entirely different reason, because they're so ridiculous. As Mark Daly said just a couple of minutes ago, and that it is an environment that Dylan Mulvaney looks like the smartest person on the screen, on the stage, at the desk, whatever you want to say. But anyway, so Disney CEO Bob Iger, ABC News boss Kara Medovic, I'm going to say that. It took me a while to sound that out, so credit to me. Urged the hosts of the left-leaning. These people are left of the Kaiser. Anyway, daytime talk show the View to scale back their political commentary, particularly their frequent criticisms of President Trump, according to a report. Yeah. They are incendiary in a lot of ways. And some of the ridiculousness, I'm going to show you in a little video clip here in a moment, of them essentially going after everybody to go after the sitting president. So the move sparked tension behind the scenes of the show, whose outspoken panel has become known for tackling political issues head on. I think that's hysterical. In February, The View executive producer Brian Teta spoke to staffers at the show about going easy on Trump-related commentary in the days leading up to the January 20th inauguration. This is the picture that I used today as the thumbnail for the show. These are people who are, there's some guests here, and of course there are some regulars here. No matter who's on that show, they're all cackling like hens. Why do you think I like roosters so much? So anyway, the directive was issued after co-hosts were forced to issue 4 legal notes or disclaimers during a November broadcast while discussing allegations leveled at several of Trump's cabinet appointees because they were going to get their pantsuit off. I think Disney's tired of that. Regardless, the Daily Beast covered this from, believe it or not, the most extreme leftist view they possibly could. The View Insider warns Ana Navarro not to ignore Disney CEO Bob Iger. That's right. She decided to mount a pushback against Bob Iger. basically saying the top brass want the show to tone down their political rhetoric, and Ana Navarro has become the face of that pushback. Yes. Yes. This happened on the 23rd, a day after the article we just covered, and just yesterday, as a matter of fact, this is being recorded. Political commentator and View co-host Ana Navarro is pushing back on ABC's direction to tone down the show's political rhetoric, but not every host is with her, according to a new report from Fox News Digital on Friday. That would be yesterday. The Daily Beast first reported the ABC News president, Almin Karamedovic, urged the show's executive producer and 6 hosts to shift focus from their politics-heavy segments to more celebrity-focused fare during a meeting sometime over the last several weeks. Now, mind you, there's plenty to cover. They could cover all of the intricacies of all the craziness that's happening with the Baldoni and Lively lawsuit, which includes Taylor Swift, and all of a sudden that subpoena being dropped for some reason from Baldoni's side. Excuse me. The hosts came away from that meeting determined to keep doing their thing, calling the feedback silly. But Navarro, one of Trump's fiercest detractors, yes, she is a rhino and now just basically a communist, took her disagreement with a note all the way to Disney CEO Bob Iger, only to find that the ABC bosses were in lockstep. Yeah, in other words, you're Sisyphus at this point, Miss Navarro. You cannot continue to do what you're doing. You cannot push the boulder uphill forever, and you can't hold back the ocean with your hands. Does not work. So the day after the report, The View host slammed Donald Trump for his meeting with South Africa's president, exposing the lies that the media is still telling to this very day about what's happening in South Africa to, well, people of my complexion, which I assure you isn't fun and likely would earn me my own cross on the side of the road. Regardless, we move on to this particular article coming to us from the Daily Mail. The View host out in the cold. That's Ana Navarro, folks. She had the nerve to scold ABC boss who warned them to stop anti-Trump rants. That's right. Ana Navarro faces being given a very cold shoulder by her co-stars on The View after she had the nerve to challenge her uber-powerful boss. Complaint that the show's constant moaning about Donald Trump is boring. Not just boring, it's alienating. That's not good. You don't want that to have that happen. But the anti-Trump Republican may have made a very dangerous error by going after her boss. I would say she's toasty, but that's just me. And following up on the heels of that, because it doesn't get any easier, everybody's on this story, including Outkick. That's right, Outkick.com. The View ladies scoff at Bob Iger's orders to tone down anti-Trump rhetoric, and now they get into it on the Ricky Cobb show. This is not good. You do not want this kind of coverage on your mediocre, thoughtless pretend news program and commentary. Your political propaganda show. This is not the kind of coverage you want. You don't. But Disney did pressure the View to cut the politics, as you see here from thatparkplace.com. And viewer fatigue from nonstop Trump bashing is real. Marvin did a great job on this story. I would check that out on That Park Place. After years of unfiltered biased politics and endless commentary bashing Republicans, the ladies of The View may be facing a mandate to rein it in. Well, they are facing that mandate, to be fair. And I don't know if they're going to be able to quit. Politics overload. This is the part of the story we wanted to dive into. 2 sources cited by the Daily Beast say the meeting between Iger and Karamedovic and the hosts was cordial but direct. The executive stated that the show performs better, when it leans into celebrity interviews and less into heated political discourse. And Kara Medovic, I don't know, highlighted episodes with celebrity guests and said were highly rated. one source noted, but not everyone took the suggestion well, as again, Anna Navarro, who is a rhino and she's just not a nice person. I mean, she almost makes Sonny Houston look more sunny, if you know what I mean. But I have a feeling that it's going to take a major legal problem for them to be officially reined in and somebody to get fired. Sonny Houston, if you remember this particular episode, had to read multiple legal notes because of their ridiculousness and the statements that they made that were either slanderous, libelous, or both. Actually, I guess technically they could be both because they could be both in print and in written form. Excuse me, both in print and verbal form. So yeah, it's crazy. But it's not just because of what the folks at CBS had to do. They had to cough up some bucks. And I have a feeling that there's going to be some major shakeup in the news. Some of those things had been recently leaked, and the exclusives, they're probably going to be coming out of the likes of that Park Place. But you're going to want to check that out. You're going to want to either become a Patreon member or a member of the VIP section of that Park Place if you want to get to the heart of the stories before they actually break elsewhere. Anyway, to be fair, even the Disney dining folks were covering this. That's right. DisneyDining.com is covering the fact that ABC is a disastrous mess, specifically The View, and it needs to be cleaned up. I guess, according to this article, the backlash brewing after Bob Iger allegedly tried to silence the View hosts. This Kristen Swenson person apparently is hearing from somebody, one or two people that they know, that there's backlash brewing. Well, hard to say. I don't have any backlash. I think the View's a hot mess, but we certainly need to talk about it. Let's see what you have to say. Their mouths make Disney lose money. They do. And this is the thing. It's like having a whole show full of Rachel Zeglers. That's not good. Not any more apathy. Well, I'm going to tell you, somebody's going to have to take some action to try to reboot that morning show. And it wouldn't hurt them to have a little actual masculine energy there, although all those ladies act like boss babes. So plenty of masculine stuff. Anyway, hey, there's my pal, Mexican Iron Man. Culture has time to recover from a migraine and go live, but not make a post office for. Actually, I'm going to the post office in the bank right after this because I couldn't get there yesterday. Everybody's laughing at Mexican Iron Man. He is funny. I was Kaiser Bill's Batman. I did not know that. What CEO goes down to their employers and tells them what they should do and is told no, and those employees get to keep their jobs? That's a great question, Brian and Cindy. I don't know. What I do know is that we got a gifty from Angela Richter, making another name green. Thank you very much, Angela. You're the best. And we also got a super duper chat from our Canadian Roland, otherwise known as Randall Orser. He dropped the hammer with, "Did you hear that Disney is suing YouTube culture?" I did not. Apparently, Connolly left Disney for YouTube while under contract with Disney. I saw that, but under contract still, huh? I wonder what's going to happen there. I'm going to look into that one. I truly appreciate that. That's a great piece of information and possibly a story for the channel. Thank you very much, Canadian Roland, otherwise known as Randall Orser. Tobach says the X attack apparently set your DMs to block everyone of your incoming messages. That's wild. I'll have to take a look at that. Tony Piacente says, I battle Vertigo 2 culture. Yeah. It's once I get my realignment done, it should solve a substantial portion of the problems I'm having. So yeah, I'm sorry, Weatherman. Christian Delorme. Oh, that was 41 minutes ago. How did I get all the way back there? Tony Piacenti. This is the one I was going to highlight. Disney could always put Pedro Pascal and Rachel Zegler on The View. Yeah, and it would probably double the ratings because everybody likes intolerable humans. Big H says an ex-employee goes down and tells her boss what they must do. Yeah, this is pretty wild. I think we're getting weird, but it doesn't surprise anybody, right? I mean, The View is the most obnoxious show on television. And I don't understand the ratings or the ratings bump. I know there's a lot of people that may be suffering from some mental health issues. Those are the kinds of people that I would expect would be watching The View. And that's not a shot at them. It's just they don't have a clear grasp of reality. Right? Right? Luke, a rude awakening about what happens when they don't have the right people writing their lines. Oh boy, yeah. And you know what? The teleprompter doesn't help those ladies because they speak off the cuff and they're incredibly underinformed. I mean, it's to be nice. That's a nice way to say. That's a nice way to say what I would say otherwise. But they are very underinformed, unless they're outright liars. They get to pick between those two distinctions. I'm not going to pick for them. Rogue Thinker in the house. Great to see you, my friend. But yeah. And I don't think I would have the gumption to go tell my boss what they should or shouldn't say. Yeah. They're telling you have a job to do. You're under contract. Do your job, get fired. I think that's the way to go. Reality is hard. Yeah, it really is. Oh, that's a great line. I gotta, that's a bumper sticker or a t-shirt. Reality is hard. Mark Fields, what is up, my friend? It's so great to see you. I hope you are doing well. For 10 Culture Casino cash, Mark says, I'm glad you're feeling better, CC. Positive vibes to you. I'm having nothing but positive vibes today, my friend. And I wish you all a beautiful day. I wish you an extraordinary day, my friend. I'm so grateful that you're here today. Thank you very much. And thank you for the $10. Much appreciated. Tina Guzman for 2 Culture Casino cash says, I'm clearing. I'm dealing with vertigo too. It makes you feel awful. It does. It was rough. I was having a bad go of it yesterday. It was no bueno. Yeah. Dizzy. And what's the weirdest thing that I absolutely hate is that neither of my eyes will focus at a specific distance. If I want to see anything consistently, glasses or no glasses, I have to close one eye and tilt my neck in a particular way till my whatever's going on with my nerves is locked in, and then I can see and not puke. So that's bad. Yeah. The View is the modern version of the Morton Downey Jr. show. You know what? That's a good characterization. For those of you who didn't know, Morton Downey Jr. Was a guy with the biggest teeth I've ever seen in my life. Of course, they were fake, I would imagine. But he said a lot of outrageous things, and I think he smoked throughout the entire program, which I didn't think you were allowed to do. But yeah, he was an odd bird, to be sure. Entertaining, but odd. So, oh, what a day. You guys are all great. I can't believe we're having this good conversation. Monkey Jeebus is here. Look at you guys. It's incredible. Incredible. We are 9 of 20 super chats on the way in. And two people have given 20 Culture Casino memberships. Would be our good friend Mark Nichols and our other good friend Staccato DDS. And many people have given 5 Culture Casino memberships, including Eric K. and Scott Westbrook. You guys are incredible, or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, say it somewhere like that. But anyway. Mexican Ironman says has vertigo because he live streams too much. Man, if that were true. To solve the problem, I will shut down this channel and transfer all subs to Latino Slant channel. Hey, Paulie's a good dude. I would imagine most people here would be subscribed to Paulie, right? Latino Slant, maybe. Hey, made it into Predator 2. Awesome. There's a lot of films that are reappearing in theaters lately, and they are good to watch. Culture Casino, cross-eyed culture. Glad your migraine is better today. Me too. Yeah, but Downey occasionally made a point in between the shouting and the insults, something the land whales on they haven't accomplished yet. Yeah, I would say that the folks over at The View haven't been a great job. Alan Jin says, geez, culture, take care of yourself, please. My mom has vertigo and the accompanying disease that brings it on. And if you don't take care of yourself, now it will get worse. Yeah, I know. It's wild. I'll be fine. I'm tanning in the backyard today. Boots even out my suntan lines. Ha! Oh, there you go. Another contribution. We are halfway there. Living on a prayer. Halfway there, Lucius Nature Triste for 5 Culture Casino cash for the goal. That's right. Loving the shirt, Magnum CC. Well, thank you, my friend. I'm glad you picked it out. I am loving those shirts. The new ones are amazing. Canadian Rollin' for $6.99 Canadian. Thank you, my friends. Clownfish also mentioned that YouTube will be changing their algorithm to favor more corporate channels over individual YouTube channels. Yep, saw that coming a mile away. Your support will mean more than ever, my friends. In fact, if you don't subscribe to the corporate channels on YouTube, then I'm going to tell you, you're still going to get them. They're going to be forced at you. If you want to support the people that you want to, you have to subscribe, turn on the notifications, and watch 1 or 2 of those videos from every one of your favorite creators once a week. That's just the only, I know that sounds weird. It sounds self-serving. It really isn't. It's the only way to let the algorithm know you're still tied to those channels. So if you like Gary, you got to watch Gary's stuff once or twice a week. If you like me, you got to watch my stuff once or twice a week. I'd prefer you watch everything, but that's even more self-serving. It's just, that's the way it's going to be because, YouTube, for worst reasons possible and very much against their own business, should be removing all their support, all that type of favoritism from their algorithms. Because honestly, the linear networks are their competition. They compete for daily eyeballs, and they're at odds with themselves. So if you're YouTube, you're in a better course of action is to support individual creators like myself and many others. So thank you for that, Canadian Roland. And yes, that is true. My friend Staccato DDS for 5 Culture Casino cash. Thank you, my friend. Dropped another bit of love here saying, looking at the numbers, MI8 might not be performing as well as expected. Yeah. I'm bummed out. I really, really, really wanted that movie to be good. It's okay, but it's my argument about okay, or the argument that it's not bad. Okay, that's not high praise. Me giving it a 5 or a 6 isn't good, right? I mean, I saw a movie, so you didn't have to, and this one's a toss-up. Although I would suggest you see it on the biggest screen you possibly can find. If you can see it on IMAX, that's probably the best way to see it. If for the underwater scenes alone, except that runs on too long. Everything is too long. When I get a hold of this film, a clean digital copy, I am going to create a fan edit of how long it should have been. I bet you I can get it a little over 2 hours, like 2 hours and 8 minutes, or I might even be able to get it under 2 hours. There is too much flirtive eye glances and crap like that. There's just too much. It's nonsensical how many times you have to stop and do an exposition vomit all over the film. And I'm getting more harsh on this as I get farther away from it. because again, I saw it on Thursday, did the review Thursday night, dropped the review on, I think I dropped it Friday morning. Yeah, 5:45 a.m. Pacific time, and my thoughts are bummer, and that's not good. That's not good. Thank you, Staccato, for that callback. We got Tolbach, otherwise known as Proctor Deuces Stipendium Compendium over on the Green Machine, says 20th Super Rant incoming. Thanks for brightening up our hangovers, Culture Casino. You betcha, my friend, and thank you for being here. Yeah. Yeah. Wild stuff, but I'm glad you're here. Alan Jin says, and to the goal. That's right. Another $5 super chat. Thank you for hitting the goal. Yes, cool Magnum shirt. Now you need a Detroit Tigers baseball cap. It's true. That's true. I love this shirt. I hope you guys are going to, okay, I hope you guys like Hawaiian shirts because we're into summer and I decided that I'm going to more often than not wear one of my many Hawaiian shirts. I've got a closet full. So yeah, between golf shirts like this one and Hawaiian shirts, that's my leisure active sportswear stuff. Even I used to golf in Hawaiian shirts, so there's that. Davina says YouTube's ad revenue is probably plummeting as people abandon the platform for other networks due to censorship and algorithm/monetization changes. Yeah. And I think one of the things that they were desperate to get done was to grow their creator base. And they did that in multiple different ways to be competitive with other platforms. They did shorts to compete with TikTok. Everybody actually did some kind of short to compete with TikTok, which included Reels. Does anybody do Reels anymore? Anyway, the problem is that they were chasing a trend, so as not to get too far behind it. But TikTok is kind of its own thing, and whether or not it survives is still up in the air, guys. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, Charlie, I'm going to tell you right now, if you haven't already been timed out, you will be. There isn't a call-in number for this show. Okay. Just so you know. And spamming this is not good. I give a lot of leash to people on the chat, but I really don't like spam, and neither does YouTube. Snakes gives you a number. It's not accurate. 1-900-CULTURE. If that were the true, I would be making money. That's right. Ryan Roger Athey was recently deplatformed, and that's a problem. Reality based. That was, I think, the content he was making. He's a good friend. And yes, you can find a campaign to help him out and bring this to YouTube's notice that they deplatformed a good guy that probably never said anything outrightly controversial to most human beings. So there's that. So do check that out and do support Ryan Roger Athey. He's a good friend. Yeah, I like the way that Drunk 3PO reads the chat too. He's a good guy, one of my good friends. I like you guys. You're the best. Okay. Charlie, please don't attack other members of the chat. A lot of people have always attacked me, but and that's fine. But this is not good behavior. Let's just say. Sorry, my friend, but have to call it out. Give me your twin of Thomas Magnum. I am not tall enough. And look, I have to tell you, Tom Selleck is hunky mustache man. I am hunky, long-haired, freaky guy. Oh, there's my favorite politician in the house. I saw Brahma Bull. There he is. What's up? Canadian Spiderman's also here. Holy cow, look at all this. It's like old home week here. I heart Hawaiian shirts and Hawaiian culture in general. Me too. Yeah. Yeah. That was the first retirement destination. And if you spend extended periods of time in Hawaii, you start to realize their island fever is real. So there's that. Wait a minute. Have you seen the spooky Hawaiian shirts? You can take them into October now. Ooh. All right. Actually, I think I'm gonna wear a tiki Hawaiian shirt this next week. So keep your eye out for that one. Plus, I have these really pretty silk Hawaiian shirts with fishes. Tender Warrior 68 drops a $5 super duper chat. Says, "Catch this, goalie." Okay. Hey. Thanks for that. Much appreciated, Tender Warrior, for your support. All right. Let's see. Wow. Apparently it went timeout fest on the bad behavior. Well done. TZ Burton in the house says, "I could call 1-900-Culture." Well, I don't know. We maybe we'll start. Maybe I'll have a 900 number. Why not? Like find a Google Voice that I could use and then get the number lined up with that and then have a little like a daily recorded message. "Hi, this is Culture Casino. Hopefully it's a beautiful sunny day where you are and you are doing something fun." Yeah, I don't know. I can never think of anything inspirational. You have to get a Bible verse or something for that. Or read something from George Carlin. That's inspirational. Canadian Spider-Man. This chat kicks booty. There's no need. We're just here to drop links and make fun of CC. That's true. And I am easy to make fun of. No doubt. Ponquaddle's here. He's easy to make fun of. He's a good friend and a great penguin. Yeah, I'm trying to get him to do a new commercial for me. We attack you with love. That's true. And you bomb the chat with it. And I love it. Ha ha. Beach Dad in the house. Good to see you. 40 years ago, around this time, we were watching Thundercats. Hope. That's right. Oh man, I missed Thundercats. It's so good. There's too much anger in the world today. I know. But 20 years ago today, Sergeant Pepper had a band to play. That's right. Latinos and shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Anyway, what else is happening? All these amazing people. Signs everywhere. Sign. Yep. What are you guys testing the jukebox today? Mark Fields for another 5. Culture Casino Cash says, "I know it's been a while since it's been announced. What are your thoughts on the Toho announcement?" Wow, you would have to refresh my memory. I'm going to look it up. And we got to get on to more subjects. I got more stuff to talk about. You mean the let's see, new Godzilla film announcement? Is that what we're talking about? I know there's a ride attraction in development. You got a Godzilla -1 sequel that was announced back in the middle of April. I loved Godzilla -1, so a follow-up would be amazing. We are 5 away from the goal, everybody. When we exit here, it will be with style. That's right. We will have AOAO. We'll have a bear dance. We might even have some other stuff. It'll be a good time. But for $1.99 from our good friend, King of the Monsters, 1954, says, "Hail, CC, hail, chat, hail to you, epic mods." That's right, we have all of that. Long-haired freaky people need not apply. Yep, that's from that Signs song. That's right. Nodik says, please get a call in line. I need late night culture advice. So there you go. Yeah. 1-900 culture. Somebody said I should read books. Would you guys want me to read a book? I mean, out loud. I mean, I read books already. No, but like do a live reading or something. Does that sound like fun? I don't know. Maybe. Gabby's in the house. Hey, afternoon. Good to see you. Marks 47 says, make fun of CC. You mean CC karaoke, right? No, I love CC karaoke. He's a good dude. Marks, I can't wait to hang out with you again. Hopefully we get a chance to meet up at one of those conventions. That was a lot of fun. Looking at sadness. We were looking at some very sad things. There were all these wonderful Doctor Who replicas of K9 and the TARDIS and the Daleks. So sad. So sad. It's a sad, sad situation. SWG Rice is not sad, though, dropping 10 Culture Casino memberships. Holy cow, we are green. Super green. Thank you, SWG Rice, with the amazing gifty. In fact, you know what? It's been a minute. We haven't had a lot of cheddar lately. Let's drop some cheddar. Let's do it.
Oh, man, that's some sweet cheddar. Guys. Yeah.
Thanks again very much, SWG Rice, for 10 Culture Casino memberships. I know everybody out there is just loving it. We got more love over on La Green Machine from TZ Bird for 5 ranting dollars. Says, here's my Green Machine rant for culture in a bear suit. All right, well, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Yeah, Thundercats was about... I'm going to tell you right now, every single one of my siblings knew that chant. Just going to say, Thundercats, ho! And then Voltron. Do I think Voltron will be any good? No, because it's got neo-Marxism in it. Yeah, with a little artificial sweetener. We can't go on together with suspicious minds. That's right. Oh, the Rest Armorer released from prison early. Thank you, Fallen Angel D-Links. Wow. To be fair, while she was at fault in a way, so was the guy that pulled the trigger, who didn't get anything. Still blows my mind. Yeah, I'm always stoked for what Toho announces. That's true. Big H, this is really kind. If you were any more amazing, you'd have to be called a Spider-Man. Well, it may be true. You know, and this is true, true detective. Ha ha, this is true. This much is true. Godzilla franchise does more for less. Very willing to go see a new Godzilla. I'm going to tell you, -1 was one of my very favorite movies. -1 minus color was amazing. Look, guys, I don't know what it is, but when something has that level of effort, that level of heart, that's key in life. You know, that, and having your conquests marched before you and things, whatnot. I'm not Andre, so I can't do the quote, but you know. 867. Oh, that's not it. 976 numbers. Oh, all right. Oh, you're talking about the pay for crazy stuff. Yeah. Me and my monkey. Have a great Memorial Day. You too, my friend. Thank you for being here, me and my monkey. Appreciate you. Hey, it's Janet from another planet. There's another creator you should know and follow. Check out on X. Janet's fantastic. Been here forever. There's the physical reference of the earlier super duper chat from the Green Machine. Thank you for that. for TZ Burton. I love Godzilla. Godzilla. Jeff Pearson's in the house. Low spec Linux laptop, amongst many other things. Great to see you. And looks like I'm going to be calling WDW Pro back. Probably doesn't realize I am on the air. Hey, Monkey Jeeves says, you need a cat DJ and twerking cat dancers. I do. Maybe. 50 Shades of Grey, Culture Casino. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, those 3 films, they appeal to people. Tom says they're boring. I don't know. Yes, Culture reads the classics. Okay, fair enough. I the first thing I'd read would be one of the Charles Dickens books I grew up with as a child. I read the classics as a young person, including Ivanhoe. The Man in the Iron Mask and all of these other things. I always thought there was greatness in Alexander Dumas, Charles Dickens. One of my favorite stories of all times is The Count of Monte Cristo. But I could certainly read everything, and I could give an attempt at the Three Musketeers, talking about D'Artagnan. Why does it always sound like everything in French ends with like the back part of an onion? Oignon. I don't know. Anyway. Last call with Troy Pacelli in the house for 5. Culture Casino cash getting us closer and closer to the magical goal for the end of the show. That's coming up. Much appreciated, my friend. He says Culture Casino has the best community. I am so happy to be a part of it. I was hoping more people would be part of your community. Troy's awesome. I get to spend a great amount of time with Troy and his wife and just an amazing number of people at MegaCon in Florida this year. I'm hoping to see each and every one of you at many of these other events, because there's lots of other events out there. Vegas was a good time. We got more things coming up in Texas. Very excited indeed. There's a little hobo Gandalf for you on the green machine. That's right. There are moving emojis over there on that side. And I want to say thanks to Weatherman. Let's see who else is out there. Many, much more. I second that emotion. Who else is out there? We got all these amazing people. Beach Dad says, so Culture, I seen on the news they found the Jim Morrison. Yeah, they did. They found his bust. That's right. Missing for 30 years. Did you see how it was painted? Crazy. But it was kind of, it was hiding in plain sight for the most part. It was very easy. Once they found it, they was like, well, how come we didn't find this before? Yeah, it was a very interesting story. I don't have it handy, but maybe I'll talk about that on the 6 Minute Daily. But thank you for reminding me, because I glossed over that one. Inebriated Plutarch is here. It's really early in the day. That's okay. Isn't it nice to have people pay you to wear costumes? Yes. But like right now, it would be pure torture for me to put on the wizard costume. First of all, I'd have to find the robe, but that is believe it or not, as hot as the bear costume looks, the wizard robe was actually slightly hotter. I still imagine the bear would be cooking me right now, but hey, the Alf costume's coming. We only need to get there, folks. Don't you want Alf? Mexican Iron Man wants you to see me in an Alf costume. So there's a Kickstarter He-Man movie being funded. That's cool. What, one of those 20-minute fan films? Check that out. All right, we got one more story to get to. I have to get to, folks. You're going to want this one. I even advertised it in the show plan. The show plan. Yeah. Maybe people will stop working on any movie made by murderers. That would be interesting. Yeah. -1 - Color was amazing. SWG price. It's easy. Let's see. Oh, hey, King of the Monsters, Speak of the Man, 1954 says, when do you think we'll get a new War of the... I have no idea. Man, that's a good question. I like Battle of the Kaiju films. I mean, I know we have a Godzilla Kong thing coming up here in the near future, but not from Toho. I don't know. I'll do some looking around. I'll reach out to some of the people that I know in Japan. That's a good question. Huh. Fall of Grayskull 2 has She-Ra in it. Really? Monkey Jeebus is full of He-Man facts today. Bye, Angela, and thank you. You're amazing. Sorry, this was 5 minutes ago. I'm so far behind. I'm sorry, guys. We got to get to the next story. I love talking to you. You guys make my day, especially the Canadian Rollin', otherwise known as Randall Orser. 3 more to go after this one. Let's do it. Well, that's right. I think we're going to get out of here safely because I'm going to count the one earlier from Staccato DDS. And man, you guys are on top of it, though. Of course, you only get the balloons and stuff. Mothra. Oh, yes, I know. Oh, stop it, you guys. Okay. Longest parsecs here. All right. Anyway, let's get to the next story. This is important-ish. Look, Hollywood is full of, how to say this nicely, male feminists. That's right. Hollywood's full of male feminists now, and they seem to believe that they're on the right side of things. In fact, one of the premier male feminists out there, this Pedro Pascal guy, said it in his, super wimpy way not that long ago when, just making a fool of himself and probably destroying Disney, at least their next film that he's in, Fantastic Four, and probably Star Wars and probably other movies that he's in. I think Disney doesn't understand that they are supporting a movement that generates anti-fans, people that are not going to want to be interested in anything. Well, they went out and got the glamorous gladiator replacement of just silliness, sadness, the wussification of all men, Paul Mescal. It's similar to Pedro Pascal. They rhyme. Anyway, Paul Mescal brags that Hollywood is moving away from the traditional alpha male characters that it once defined it. Does that seem good? I don't think so. I think that this is the underlying issue with Hollywood right now. They don't there's no men. There's no actual men. There's a dearth of men. They don't understand men. They've abandoned men and they've removed men. That's a problem. This is a problem. Marvin writes a good story here yesterday on top of a story that dropped the day before. And this year's Cannes Film Festival was all about the wussification of men and highlighting them and celebrating them. There are a lot of words that I would use or used to use to describe people who were super feminist. Paul Mescal is an excellent representation of a woman playing a man because that's kind of what we get now with Hollywood. But Paul Mescal might have given the most unintentionally revealing quote of the week when commenting on Hollywood and the alpha male characters that once defined it. He did. He actually gave the most illustrative description of what has happened to Hollywood. And Hollywood's been doing it intentionally. Ladies and gentlemen, if you make everything opposite of what these people are saying and doing right now, you will be successful. Whether you make a comic book that celebrates masculinity, you make a film or television show that celebrates masculinity, we're not that far removed from it. 12 years ago, we had things that seemed to resonate with everybody. Now we don't. I wonder what happened. Oh, the chickification of Hollywood. You center females and everything. You center feminism in everything, and you make your men women. That's Hollywood. So while promoting the history of sound, the period romance between two men, in which Mescal stars alongside Josh O'Connor, the Irish actor confidently proclaimed that the cinema is moving away from the traditional alpha leading male characters. That sound you heard was John Wayne, Humphrey Bogart, and Sean Connery collectively groaning in their graves. I think that's a great way to describe it. And you know what? Marvin is correct. He is. You don't have that many left. You have Sylvester Stallone. Tulsa King's a big winner. Landman is a big winner. Everything Taylor Sheridan is putting together are big winners. Why? You have traditional male role models. You don't have a lot of those anymore. Mescal remarks came during a press conference for The History of Sound, the film set in 1919 that follows two men who traveled New England recording folk music while discovering a romantic bond. What else are they centering, folks? Alternate sexuality. Paul Mescal says comparing his gay romance, The History of Sound, to Brokeback Mountain is lazy and frustrating. When I look at Brokeback Mountain, it's dealing with the idea of repression. This film is fundamentally pointed in the opposite direction. Yeah. I mean, if they had the right flags, they would have been right at home in this period piece in 1918. I personally don't see the parallels at all, Mescal said, to the laughter of the corporate press. Brokeback is a beautiful film, but it is dealing with the idea of repression. I find these comparisons relatively lazy and frustrating. Our film is a celebration. So there's that. Wild stuff. Anyway, so to me, it's honestly no wonder that what we see now that's platformed is getting rid of the idea of masculinity and individuality. They're trying to make everything the same across the board, only with additional checkboxes to, mark just how privileged you are. Yeah, I know it's a tired conversation. The problem is that they just keep advancing it despite its lack of commercial success and relevance or resonance in society at large around the globe, including here in the United States, which they try to pretend actually exists. Regardless, Paul Mescal is about as useful or useless, depending upon your point of view, as Pedro Pascal. And I, for one, probably won't see any other film that he's in ever again, unless the overall premise is good. Because I like men to be men, and I like women to be women. And I think most people do. Anyway, we got a few other super chats, some other thoughts here. Mark Fields comes in with another $2 Culture Casino super chat. Culture Cash says, we need a Godzilla Hawaiian t-shirt. We really do. Yeah. Also moving away from making money. Yep. I think this is the polar opposite of doing that, Mexican Iron Man. I think that you learn to be a better male a man by emulating the opposite of Pedro Pascal. Yeah, sort of like Victor Victoria, except they suck. But that was a great film, and one of them was a woman, and it was just very well done. TZ Bird says, WTF is Hollywood talking about? Alpha men settled the planet. Beta men get eaten by lions, tigers, and bears. Yeah, well, and here's the problem. They were allowed to avoid the Darwin rule. In fact, I would say a lot of people were allowed to avoid the Darwin rule has created a very weak circumstance. And they get those weak people end up in positions of leadership. I'm tired of that. Commander Ed Straker of Shadow for 2 Culture Casino Cash says, I know Cuddles Casino, 900-1900, Bod Wax. I don't think that's true, Commander Ed Straker of Shadow, but thank you for the $2 super chat, my friend. Hey, Sergeant Garatina's in the house, and yes, I saw your news. That's awesome, my friend. We need men. I need men, Janet says. Janet from another planet. Again, you can find her great thoughts in lots of places, including on X, sometimes in like little live streams. What are those called? And then, and also, Janet does all kinds of content. Check her out. She's great. Let's see who else is out there. Rodin, Mathra, Gurath, Dagra, Gamora. Yeah. Hey, Cyberchud in the house. What's going on? Hey, Culture. You're YouTube featured. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's amazing. I'm sure they didn't appreciate that little rant. Alan Jin says, real masculinity and real femininity will always sell to people the pussification of guys and the bossing of whammons has made most things unwatchable 100%. 100%. Again, which is why things are going to, studios are going to survive and or fall. Whoever pulls their head out first wins. And believe it or not, if the Skydance deal closes because the settlement has actually been done, which it's rumored to have been done, and I believe the rumors because of the people that are talking about them, then CBS and everybody else is going to have to change their ways to make broadest possible appeal. And that includes everything coming out of Paramount, which means we get rid of the fake Trek and everything else. It is what it is. Yeah, Sylvester Stallone's in his 80s and he looks very alpha. Yeah, he looks yoked. I thought he was in his 70s like James Dosher here did, but I could be wrong. Look, guys, we are closing in on 20. We did it. We did it. Yeah, did it, guys. We got to the goal 20 super chats for the day, which means when we close out the old way, which means the song has a couple bad words in it, but they're in service of a better story that's in the song. And I'm looking forward to it myself. So thanks for being here. Thanks to the Canadian Roland, otherwise known as Randall Orser. And one more after this. Who's gonna man up and get the 20th one? I have to tell you, we made it plus because we had all the amazing gifties from the people, 40 or 50. We had over 50. We have had 60 gifties today because of this great, amazing chat. I have the best chat on YouTube, folks, the best mods and the best culturians. That's you, those of you watching right now. If you're not subscribed to the channel, double check. In fact, just to make sure you're subscribed to Culture Casino, turn on all notification bells so you don't want to miss anything, because I'm here almost every single day of the week with a video or a live stream or both. Plus, I'm on multiple live streams elsewhere, including WDW Pro on That Park Place, on Midnight's Edge in the morning, on many other channels on some kind of a regular basis. I think I'm supposed to be hanging out with Drunk 3PO here pretty soon as well. And there's that. We got Captain Phantom Nerd in the house for 5 Culture Casino Cash, and he capped the goal. The man, the myth, the legend, Captain Phantom Nerd. He used to wake me up with a morning brew every day, trying to get him to do that again. Lucius Nature Triste, one of the great, wonderful uses of Latin here, says, I'm womaning up for the win. Well, thank you for that, Lucius Nature Triste for 5. Culture Casino Cash. You guys crushed it. You are amazing. You're amazing. Andrew Wordner says, I'm a men. Men. All right, what else we got? We got a few other folks with some thoughts before we wrap it up. I got a couple of bear stories coming at you on Monday. Monday's going to be a long 6-minute daily in the morning. For those of you who are unaware, I do a daily weekday show at 7:45 a.m. Pacific, 10:45 a.m. Eastern, covering, about 16 to 22 stories in 6 minutes of time. And then there's a little bonus time afterwards on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, where we talk at length. I really, truly appreciate your attendance there and or watching on the replay. In fact, if you're watching on a replay now, or on any of my live streams, make sure you do the hashtag replay gang in the comments section below. You guys are the best. I couldn't ask for more, but you guys are going to get a bear dance, believe it or who, and you're also going to get a traditional exit that we used to only use on Sunday late nights for the late night show, which is coming back post-summer in a slightly different format, but I think it'll be fun. We're going to try to get you another bonus clip here in just a second. Hopefully you guys are in the mood for Roland's commercial. And since I'm featured, might as well blow that up. Here we go.
Good morning. Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Why are you gay? You are gay. Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Why are you gay? You are gay. Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Why are you gay? You are gay. Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Why are you gay? You are gay.
Of course, that's for my friend Roland the Wretched, who isn't here today. He missed out. I hope everybody enjoyed the little commercial break. We love Jaguar here. That's right, a lot. We love it long time. Anyway, we've got everybody out there doing amazing things. I just want to say thank you to those of you who are putting the likes on the super chats. That's much appreciated. For those of you out there who gave the super chats, you are amazing. And for those of you who gave the memberships, one of the most valuable things you can give your creators, I'll just say this. Thank you. You are incredible. All right, folks, we are going to wrap up early, but coming up next, we have a Salty Nerd podcast. They are doing amazing things over there today. And they're talking about some stuff, a little bit of rebootage. Maybe you're very excited for. So on that note, I owe you the bear dance, which we will get to, and then we will get to what's it called? The outro. That's right. So on that note, let's get to the bear dance. Here we go.
get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face just to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.